Tales from the wild. Stories from the heart. A journey into the mind and soul of fired-up business professionals where they share their vision for the future. And hear from a different non-profit organization every month as they create awareness of their goals and their needs. Dive into a world of untamed passion as we join our host, Shireen Buerta, for this month's episode of Friends from Wild Places.
Okay. Yeah. It's amazing how you just get, it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, it's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's like you kind of seek to the Lord first to see what you're supposed to be doing. Almost like a divine intervention is kind of what I'm gathering. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I'm hearing from you. Right?
It is. It's very accurate. I've done a lot of things where I said, I'm going to try it. I'm going to go do it. And it totally falls to the ground because I didn't seek to get any kind of counseling, any kind of understanding about it. But when I do seek him and he shares, hey, move this way, not now. Okay, now move. Do it like this. He's showing me all the different ideas. I wait for him to show me the ideas or show me what to say or how to do before I move, because there's a lot of things that I have, like, you make a whole bunch of notes in your phone or iPad, a lot of different stuff I got in my phone and iPad, but I haven't moved on it yet because I know it's not time. And when at the right time, I know that he'll make me move on it. So even at the, I guess even now with us being on this podcast, I've done other virtual things, but I want to say I believe this is the first podcast I've done. So being able to know when the timing is right. And I know you always saying, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to get to it. I wasn't worried because I knew at the right time it was going to happen. So, and this the right time. So yeah, I'm going to follow him all the time.
And I almost want to just, share with our listeners, sometimes life happens, right? It's like, like we're all part of life. We all have 24 hours in a day. And it's just interesting when you feel like, for example, like doors close. And sometimes we feel that like the world is closing in, and it's like, for whatever capacity, relationship, job, getting into a school, like you shared, Michael, right? And it's sometimes we feel like doors are closing and it's like, what's happening? Like our world is falling apart, as opposed to almost embracing whatever one's, either religion is or philosophy or universal law, but allowing instead of action. And I think that's a piece that I just see so many people busy running around, like doing this, doing that, but as opposed to allowing what we are individually supposed to do, right? To allow like our true gifts to come to shine, I would say, and to come to fruition. So yeah, I like the way you kind of, you live your life like through his grace. I think that's how I would define it, and from what I'm hearing, but it's always evolving.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, because I mean, my journey with the Lord has been quite interesting, and it's been a long journey. And so I'm never very good with hearing his voice per se, but I've always said, well, I'm always doubting whether it's you speaking or myself speaking, that if you close this door, I'll know it's you. I'll know it's you saying, no, this way, let's go. And then I'll move.
Right.
I'll move to the next one. If you close that one, I'll move to the next one. And I feel like that's how he works with me, just because of the journey that we're at, and just because he meets me where I am. It's a fortunate thing, actually, because I always kind of envy the people that can really have a confident conversation with God and actually say, no, I really heard him. He's told me I got to do this. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Yeah. So it's very cool how you said that. And I go, I love that. I think it's very inspiring. With that, before we go into a little bit of a lighter side to the podcast, Tanya and I like to play a little bit of a game or question or something at the end of the podcast. But, I think everybody needs to find things to do to refill their tank, because obviously one can only give so much until their tank is depleted, each and every one of us. And we need to find that which keeps our tank refilled. What would you say that be for you, Michael?
Me taking a vacation and doing nothing. Taking a vacation just to be off, just to close my mind off. Not necessarily taking a vacation to go somewhere or to do something, but often I take vacations throughout the year just to be off. So I don't have the hustle and the bustle. I can focus on one thing instead of three,
No.
or one thing instead of five. But that's for me, just to be able to take off and sit at home and do nothing. Watch all the type of TV shows. I like the crime, police, detective shows. I love those, like the Blue Bloods, the FBI, the CSI. To sit and watch all that stuff and don't have to have a care in the world about trying to wear one of those hats at the time. But that's a great wind down for me, just to be able to be home with the family and just relax and do nothing.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love
Beautiful.
that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think true crime, I actually started out when I was a youngster watching CSI. And I think
Really?
that's actually where that whole the evidence never lies kind of thing that came from me, because the CSI is all about the evidence.
They
You've
are.
got to follow the evidence. And I think from that, I've just grown up in the sense of you got to follow the evidence. It's just that's it. That's the definitive way to find out what really happened. So that's funny
Right.
that you mentioned CSI. But yeah, I can't believe we've already come to the end of the podcast. That's crazy. But yeah, do you have any other questions, Tanya, before we do two truths and a lie?
Yes, yes. So, Michael, I just want to ask you, as a mortuary educator, what do you see for, like, I would say, like the future of the mortuary education? Or there's some things that, just I don't want to say predictions because it's not like we're sitting here with a crystal ball or anything. But
Right.
what do you see evolving, or what would you like to see evolve? Let's go in that direction. Like, what's
Okay. I probably would like to see evolve. That's our word. That's our word for the podcast.
That's our word. That's a word. Yeah.
I would like to see like the students be able to evolve into more of a cremation conscious world, because I know down in Florida that's big. That's the thing. But up here in the Bible Belt and in certain areas where they do burials all the time, it's turning into a cremation conscious world. And I know that when I was in mortuary school, it was more so about let me learn the stuff for the test. When I do go do my apprenticeship, it was more so focused on funeral arrangements, funeral service with casket and burial, not so much cremation. I do see it evolving into students being able to get more information, and more teachings, I believe, will occur concerning cremation, whether that will help those students to be better equipped once they do get into the funeral industry, because some may go to mortuary school, learn all of these things, and then go work for a cremation society place where that's all they do. And they have to know that world, and not being able to have all that information. I think it will hinder them. I've seen that in some of the students now, where that kind of hinders them because they're not too keen on cremation. I wasn't keen on cremation. I didn't know anything about anything really, except the word cremation and what the definition of it was. But as far as the process and being able to get continuing education on that, I think the students, the schools should be able to, and hopefully they will evolve more into sharing things about the cremation process itself.
Interesting. And how about like the alkaline hydrolysis, the cremation by water? Is that popular out in your land over there, or not so much?
In the mid-South, it's not popular in our area, like in the Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Missouri, Texas area, Oklahoma. That's not popular here. Is it popular down in, I think it's popular down in your area, isn't it?
It's where it's most popular with the students. Like the
Really?
students love it. Yeah. And I mean, there are like a few evolving, in Miami area as far as like there's one eternal water cremation, which is for pets specific, one in West
Yeah.
Palm Beach, gentle water cremation. But as a whole, it's funny because the industry, as you said, like green conscious or, world conscious, the
Yeah, yeah,
students
yeah.
have more of a fascination with it than the actual business model of funeral homes, from my
That's
perspective.
true. That's true. Yeah. I agree with that. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you for
learning more.
sharing, though. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
I'm learning more and more about your industry every time we do these podcasts with someone in the funeral industry. I love it. I think it's fantastic. With that said, yes, we've come to the light-hearted part of the podcast where we're going to play a game called True Truths and One Lie. So if you're going to take a few moments just to think of 2 truths and 1 lie, so a total of 3 statements, share it with us, and then we're going to pick which one is the lie. So who's ready to go first?
Let's see. We're gonna do something different. I'm kind of come up with different topics today, Shireen.
Okay, let me go first. All right.
Okay. Okay.
So, first statement, I've eaten octopus. Second statement, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. And third statement, I was stampeded by an elephant. Okay, which one is the lie?
The lie is you have 2 brothers and 1 sister?
What about you, Tanya?
I'm going to say that too. I'm going to say that too. I
Tanya
think
would know because Tanya knows me. Oh my gosh, Michael, how did you know?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just thinking about where you live. So she's probably ate an octopus, and she's probably been stampeded by an elephant. So
The funny thing is, I only had octopus in Spain for the first time ever.
wow.
So that was insane. But anyway, so who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
I'll go next. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
I love Spirit Airline. I love oysters, and I love coffee.
I mean,
Move your camera around. Let me see what you got on your desk. See if you got a coffee mug.
So which one you think is there's 2 truths and a lie. Oysters, Spirit Airlines, and coffee.
Spirit Airline. So random. I'm gonna say
that was good.
oysters is the lie.
And I'm gonna say
Oysters is the lie.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say coffee.
Okay, so actually the lie is Spirit Airlines. I'm a Southwest girl. I love Southwest. I love it, love it, love it. Yes.
So I should have picked that one.
Okay, all right. How about you, Michael? Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Let's see. My favorite color is red. I have a cousin named Jaleel White. Well, you all know him as Steve Urkel or Stefan, who was an actor in Family Matters.
No.
And I love to watch The Incredible Hulk on TV. The 70s series.
Hold on. Can I just state? Sorry, but so that's the truth. Your brother is definitely Urkel. For sure.
So we got a truth. 2 truths. You said 2 truths and a lie, right?
Would be, what was the third statement?
The third one was
the color red, and
Yeah.
the Hulk series.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the lie is your favorite color is red.
Okay.
Tanya.
I'm gonna say I think that's the lie too. Favorite color is red.
Okay. So I did it. I drug it out for a reason because I wanted to confuse you all. My favorite color is red.
Really? Oh my,
Yes.
I have never met a funeral director that loves red. We all love black. Like black is our color. Black is our color. Even though they say black is not a color, it is a color.
Yeah.
Like in our world, it's a color. Okay, really? You love red, huh?
I love red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's
Yeah.
funny because Shireen, I don't think has ever actually seen me in red. I'm usually in black. So
Oh,
right?
No, but
It's
red
funny. It's
suits
funny.
you, just by the way, Tanya. Looks stunning.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank. Okay, so tell us. If we're now we're like all like excited to hear. Go ahead.
drum roll.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Shh.
So you want to know the truth or the lie?
But keep going. Just share whatever you
Okay.
want to share first.
So the second truth is what did I say? No, the second truth is I love to watch Incredible Hulk TV series.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Jaleel White is the lie. That's the
Okay.
lie.
That's the lie.
But
Okay.
seriously, you do actually look like Urkel's brother. No
So I'm
joke.
gonna tell you a story behind that reason why I chose that. So when I was younger in high school, that's when the series came out, and the Urkel was on, and we used to have Nerd Day at school. So I would dress up like him, and I would win every year. I would win. And then it came to where he changed from the Steve Urkel to the Stefan, the real debonair guy. So half the day I would dress up as the nerd, and then the other half of the day I would put on like a suit and dress up like Stefan. So and I would, like I said, would win every year. And I've had people throughout the years, they'll like do a double take, at me, or they'll see me, driving by, and they'll be looking and bro, you went down. I'm like, who are these people? Oh, I thought you were the guy. I said, Jaleel White. Like, yeah, you look just like him. Y'all related? Or some people, they just used to call me that. Like my my wife's sister, who passed away a few years ago, she used to call me that all the time. That's just what she used to call me. She wouldn't call me by my real name. She would say, "Hey, Mike, hey, Stefan, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm
Wow.
fine. How you?
Wow.
Yeah,
And do
yeah,
you see it though? Like, do you see the connect? Like, do you see why people think that, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
because it's funny how sometimes people like they don't even see it. They just kind of go with it. But do you see it personally? Like,
I do.
you do.
I do.
Okay.
It's like looking in a mirror sometimes. Like if I see the show and I see him like smile or something, I'll be like, oh my goodness, that's still just like mind-boggling to me. Or I've actually taken pictures. I'm like, let me find pictures and put them side by side. I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. I guess you don't see it until you see it.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
so
Right. Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's fascinating. But Michael, I got to share with you before we close our podcast out. So a couple things that you've shared that are just like, I call them like the synchronistic moments, right? So when I teach, for example, embalming or restorative, I often teach through Kool-Aid or Crystal
Really?
Light. Yes, I do. As a matter of, and I always say like, when you make your Kool-Aid and, if you add too much, it's going to be too, or I use Crystal Light for those that don't drink Kool-Aid, but I use that same reference, and I haven't heard many educators do that. Like to me, it makes sense explaining concentration, like too strong or
Yeah.
too weak. And the other thing about the Hulk, it's so funny. I use him as a reference when I say, with jaundice people, what can happen, and
Yeah.
I say, we got to go low flow. Like how low can you go with yellow? Otherwise, you're
Right.
going to turn somebody into the Incredible Hulk, right? So I use like these words. Like it's just funny. You don't normally hear these words coming out of people every day, and here we are on a podcast that we're mentioning the same things. It's just fascinating.
Yeah. Tanya, we're connected. We're connected.
We are. I
Yeah.
know. Thanks to Miss Ebony Dukes. We got to give her a shout out
Yeah.
because love Ebony.
Yes.
Love Ebony. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Ebony. How you doing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Ebony. I mean, we got an amazing guest on the podcast. Thank you, Michael. It's great having you on this podcast. And with that being said, I know there's quite a lot of listeners that if they're inspired by you, they'd love to just get into touch with you. So if you want to mention to us and the listeners where we can find you if you would like to get in touch with you.
Absolutely. You go on LinkedIn, Facebook, just look for Michael Perie. You see how my name is spelled. There's not too many people out there with the last name is like spelled like mine. And I'll pop right up. You'll see me. You can go to the website, the MP Educates. It's www.mp-educates.com. That's the mortuary educational stuff. Some who are connected in may want some ministry portion. So you can go to www.ihglive.com and you can get that world, the ministry world. So it's an educational world, ministry world, and funeral world. So that's where I am. Yeah.
Love that. We're going to have all that in the show notes, listeners, so don't worry, you won't miss out on anything. With that said, Tanya, where can we find you?
Yes, I will share, Michael. But I have another like inspirational message for you. Okay,
Yes,
so I
yes.
feel like your voice is amazing. Like you could actually be like in a crisis, like work. Like people like in Florida, we have like a lot of bridges, and they have like the intercoms, and it goes to a call
Right.
center. People want to take their life. It's like suicide hotlines or crisis. Like seriously, like your voice is like so like calming. I think for that's another area like that you could venture into for crisis people. Truly, I say that sincerely. Yeah.
By you mentioning that, I had a graveside service one day, and the only thing I did was, just kind of close it out. Hey, this concludes. Thank you all for allowing us to help you, whatever, whatever. And I stepped to the side, and a lady who was in the family, she came up, she said, "Sir," she's like, "your voice, it just made us feel so great. It was just so calming." I was like, "Oh." She's like, "Thank you so much." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." That kind of threw me off because I've never heard that before.
No,
So,
it's true. No, it's
so
true.
yeah,
It's
that
true.
makes
And,
sense.
and Shireen and I, we interview a lot of people. We've been doing this for years. And I will say, like, I don't think I've ever shared that with anybody, Shireen, right? Like his voice, it truly is very, very, yeah, it's great, especially for people like, that need that, need that
Yeah,
calm
yeah.
presence. So good. All right. So as
Amen.
far as where folks can find me, so LinkedIn is my hub, Tanya Scotisi. The three areas that I work in, I oversee the program at Miami-Dade College, the Funeral Service Education Program. If anybody's interested in becoming part of the dark world as far as understanding death and dying and grief and really making a difference in here, would love to have a conversation, maybe a career change or anything of that nature. We do offer both programs. We do offer the Associate of Science, which is a 2-year degree. We also offer the College Credit Certificate, which is a certificate in Florida to do funeral directing only. So anybody out there that's saying, you know what, we like the mortuary world, we heard Michael talk about it, we heard Tanya talk about it, please reach out. You can do the AS, which is funeral directing and embalming, or the College Credit Certificate, which is funeral director only for Florida. Second area that I specialize is in expert witness. I do serve quite regularly for litigation for funeral home and cemetery cases. So if there is a personal injury attorney out there looking for representation as an expert witness on the family side, or if a funeral home is looking for representation, if they feel that they are being accused of something that didn't happen, would be welcoming that conversation. And last area, my blessed work is I speak for the voiceless in all that I do, matching people who have cognitive decline, such as Alzheimer's or one of the dementias, matching them with communities in Florida. My specialty is the east and west coast of Florida, so we are free service to the community. We get paid directly by the community if we make a match. So you can think of us as the matchmakers. So if you know a family member in Florida that is really just having some issues or struggling physically or cognitively, we can find them an assisted living community where they can thrive and be as independent as possible. And Shireen, where can we find you?
Well, thank you for asking. So, yes, my bookkeeping hat would be Shireen's Bookkeeping Services. You can find that on LinkedIn and all the other social medias, Facebook and Instagram. So, if you have a financial pain point you want to ask me about, I'm all ears. Shireen works a personal side, also on all the personal and social platforms. But Friends from Wild Places, though, has a YouTube channel. So if you want to go and see our funny faces and hear us, you can go find us there. We also are on all the podcast platforms, like I've already said. But please leave your, a little review. Tell us what you think. Are you enjoying what you're hearing? Do you have some questions? Do you have, what would you like to hear from us? What guests would you like to see on the podcast more? We'd love to hear some feedback from you. It really means a lot. And once again, if you want to even support us by joining the subscription, it's only $5 a month. We would really appreciate it. But other than that, thank you so much again, Tanya, for being amazing. Lovely co-host. I absolutely adore you. Michael, thank you for being on the show. And with that said, remember, you got this, and stay wild. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've been listening to Friends from Wild Places with Shireen Bueta. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast from the links to catch every episode and unleash your passion.